You didn't ask, but we're going to be reviewing Predator Killer of Killers, the new Predator animated film on Hulu. We're going to start out with the spoiler-free review, then we're going to get all into the glorious spoilers for this movie. I'm Tyler.
I'm Jory.
I'm Amos.
I'm Spencer.
Let's get into it.
All right. But before we get to that, you didn't ask, but we're first going to be talking about the new Switch 2. So did you guys see like the prices or anything for that?
Yeah.
I just found out today that it was released. So I'm totally going in blind, but I hear it's
pretty expensive. It's expensive. I think it's like over $500, and then
my gosh.
and then
No, not doing that.
Mario Kart that
doing
comes with it is a $90 physical game.
Not doing it.
$90.
90 for the physical, 80 for the digital,
digital.
and then I think $550 if you get them like bundled together.
Or $0 if you don't play the game.
Yeah.
Or you get money all together. Are you guys buying $80 games going forward?
Oh. If
Depends.
Elden Ring was
Depends, yeah.
like
If
Elden Ring was even $80 and I got that, like Elden Ring I would play $80 for, but not Mario.
Yeah. I don't know.
GTA 6 drops tomorrow. It's $80. You buying it?
No.
You know, from the clips I saw,
No.
For GTA 6, I might make the exception, but
don't know.
basically anything else, no way.
The jiggle physics. That's why Amos wants it. That's why.
this makes it worth $80.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
No, I mean, I don't know if it's like a big enough. I mean, it looks like a big enough improvement from Switch 1, but like, I don't know if right now it's worth it. Mostly, Mario Kart is the only launch title for it. So there's no Switch 2 launch games except for Mario Kart.
That alone doesn't give me enough of an incentive
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
put money down.
Yeah.
Put that much money down.
I saw
on a new
someone,
console.
they bought like the Switch console, they bought Mario Kart with it, and they bought like the controller and like some of the accessories. And I think they said they spent over $800.
See,
Getting all, and because you got to buy, this was the other thing, you have to buy the memory card to put in there, or else you only have space in the actual Switch 2 console for like 2 games. So now you got to buy a separate memory card to put into it.
Nintendo, you're taxing.
Never ends.
Drop the prices.
you guys gotta stop doing that.
Come on, guys. What are we doing?
Yeah. So, but they have that Souls game, that From Software,
Yeah,
Dusk.
Oh, shit, I forgot. All right, I have to get it. I have to spend the drop $900 for that shit because I want.
I just wish it had like the OLED screen. Like I think they dropped it.
They did. Yeah, they don't have the
later,
OLED.
but I guess they're gonna put that out later and charge us some more money.
I was gonna say because
You know how they do.
money.
It's all part of the plan.
I mean, Jory's a really big gamer, so
Oh yeah, I'm probably the biggest gamer here. Yeah, I buy all the games. Yeah.
Yep.
Ask me anything about video games, guys.
context. Jory doesn't play.
I
any games.
literally have not bought a video game probably in like 6 years.
Yeah.
But hey.
I mean, but if you get on PlayStation, then we can talk.
Oh yeah.
But speaking of like the Switch 2 and upcoming games, are there any upcoming games that you guys are really excited about real quick? One. You got to pick one upcoming game. You're buying it 100%. You're getting it for free. It's the only game you can play. What game are you playing? What game are you most excited for coming out?
I already have that, and
Monster.
well,
I mean,
I guess we don't have the details, but Master Rank is going to eventually come to Monster Hunter Wilds,
Okay.
and that's what I'm most excited about.
All right. Spencer?
probably GTA 6 is
Oh,
the one I'm most excited
terrible.
for. I
Nice.
mean, I'm probably gonna get Madden 26, but I don't know how like hype I am for it.
2 terrible picks.
I feel like
It's just a game that's coming out that I'm gonna play.
I feel like with sports games like Madden, like you're obligated to get the next one because it's just like
Actually, I haven't bought it in like a couple of years, and I think they said that they were gonna be doing some new stuff with franchise. I mean, kind of iffy on whether or not that's gonna be delivered, but haven't played a Madden in a couple of years. Want to get back into it.
Interesting.
guess you're not anticipating.
No, I'm trying to think. I mean, it was Elden Ring Night Rain that I was really looking forward to, and Clair Obscura 33, which is an absolute banger game.
I still want to play.
Hey, dude, it's so good. I'm still getting through it, and such a good game. But what game am I really looking forward to? Liza P DLC just came out, Shadow dropped. I guess that I don't know. I kind of feel like I feel like there's a lot of games coming out that I really want to play, but like nothing that I'm like. Now Spider-Man 3 drops.
Oh yeah, that's a day one.
That's a day one. Jory?
I don't know. Do people still play Thrillville? Do you guys remember that game?
Thrillville?
What is that?
You don't remember
Thrillville.
You build like a whole theme park. You don't
They're
remember?
coming out with Jurassic Park 3, the game. You can build a theme park in there.
Do
What,
they have
the
an
iPhone
iPhone
game?
in that?
The iPhone? No, they actually made console games. That was a good game back in the day.
Pretty good.
That was a good game.
Boom Beach.
Oh,
Boom Beach.
Ooh.
That takes me back.
What's the name of that Marvel fighting
Ooh,
game?
okay, you know what?
Actually, one of my
Yeah, the
Marvel
science slasher one.
Yeah, it's
that
like
one looks really sick.
Yeah, Marvel like Tokon or something.
Yeah.
Like it's like
That
a
looks
Marvel
fun.
Japanese
Yeah.
fighting game that's like Dragon Ball Fighters and
Yes.
the Invincible
I
fighting
was about
game.
to say that. I
I've
saw
been seeing
that
a
on
lot
Twitter.
of. Was that one
Yeah.
made by Arc System Works?
No, it's made by people who made the people who made one of the original Killer Instinct fighting games, which is like a really popular fighting game. I guess they like really wanted to do it. It's supposedly like a lot of people, like Maximilian dude, who's like a really popular online fighting game content creator. He's been working with them with years. So he knew about this for years, and he could finally talk about it. And he was like, "This is like different than any fighting game." So I'm really hyped for that.
Something then.
Something.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe those are the ones I'm looking forward to. So Injustice 3,
Oh, please.
please.
Literally, please, NetherRealm.
Yeah,
DC.
Warner Brothers,
that
please
together.
let them do it. Let them cook.
And please add Beast Boy. That's we need
Two-Face.
that.
Please add Two-Face, the most boring character, but please. Let's talk spoiler-free. Predator, killer of killers. What did you guys think? Give me your rating out of 10.
Off the top of my head, I'm gonna give it like 8.5.
Okay.
Very
Amy?
great movie.
I enjoyed the absolute ass out of that movie. I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Jory?
Yeah, I think I'm like 8.4. I'm gonna say.
Just give it an 8.5.
Nah,
Yeah, I'm giving this a 9.
I like being obscure.
I'm giving Predator, killer of killers a 9 out of 10, dude.
I'm glazing the shit out of this.
Predator is my favorite movie of all time. And so every Predator movie that comes out, I'm very cautious with, but I'm also extremely hyped for it. And oh my God, we got some of the greatest Predator moments I have seen in a film. Oh my God. I mean,
First thing, we got to talk about that animation.
yeah,
They definitely cooked.
I think Predator, killer of killers might be one of my favorite anime movies of all time.
Wow.
Like
Off the first watch, you got
off the first watch.
I equate it to how well they did. Like honestly, it was the same as like what they did with Arcane with that
Yeah,
style.
yeah, it had like the arcane style,
Yeah, it
or
was
like
just as
the
fluid.
or the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse
Yeah.
style. You kind of had that like drop frame where it's like every other frame is like the same. I forget what they did. They did something really cool in Into the Spider-Verse, where to make it give that comic book feel, it's like every 2 frames are the same or something like that to give it that jitter effect. So it's kind of like I don't know. They invented something crazy for it, and dude, they did it great here. And not only is the animation, the cinematography, the coloring,
Yeah.
The transitions I thought were so
Oh
good.
my! I need
well done.
I need these moments on a poster on my wall right now.
There was some clean,
Dude, there were some clean.
the Predator at the.
Wait,
Yeah. Wait, yeah.
That's all I can say. All I can say is the Predator.
all you can say is the Predator.
Yeah, no, this
They had some shots.
so if you don't know, this isn't a spoiler because they show it in the trailers that this takes I don't know what it would be called, like an anthology or something like that, right? Where
guess, yeah.
the movie basically shows 3 separate stories of a predator coming down to Earth at different time periods in Earth's history: Vikings, feudal Japan, and World War II, and seeing how the people of that time period deal with a predator. So, and what's really cool about this is there's actually a couple books that have been written, and I read one of them. This is what helped me get back into reading, which is the same thing: a bunch of short stories written from different horror and sci-fi authors of a predator coming down to Earth or in space at different time periods. And I can't believe they finally did it.
Imagine it was Predator that got you into reading. To being a legible individual.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What of the 3 stories were your guys' favorite? Rank the 3 predator killer stories.
I think I'm gonna go with Samurai.
Okay.
Because it was more
Who's your favorite?
as my favorite.
Okay, yeah.
I'll leave it at that. For
Yeah, lead at that, Spencer.
I'm actually gonna go Viking, Samurai, World War II.
Okay.
I think I would say Samurai, Viking, World War II.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Viking, Samurai, World War II.
I'm gonna go. I only said my favorite.
Yeah, go. Yeah,
I'm gonna go Samurai, World War II, Viking.
Okay, wow. All right.
Interesting mix.
I think it was great. The action was great. I think the overall story and how they handled 3 different stories in one was great. I think the designs of the predators were really awesome. I think the time periods they chose were also really good. And it was so epic. The kills were awesome. The action was awesome. The animation was awesome. I'll get into my cons, and I'm sure we all will when we get into spoilers. But yeah. All right, so we're going to talk spoilers for Predator Killer Killers. Go watch it. It's on Hulu. There's really no reason not to watch it. Go support this because this is the type of films we want to see being made. So, spoilers, throw it on the table. Fucking pull it out and throw it on the table. What do you got to say about
Whip it out and
Whip it
slap it
out.
on the table.
Whip it out. What do you got to say?
All right.
All right. I think that the reason I chose my favorites in that order were probably because that's like the sequence that they showed it in. But I also think had they done it in a different order, it might not have been like as interesting. Like I think doing it in chronological like time period order made it make the most sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had to do that.
I think it would have been a little bit confusing if you started like World War II, then you went Vikings, and you went Japan, and then all of a sudden, then they're all together at the end. It's like I think it's cool because like when you saw the Viking girl, and at the end of the Viking one, you see it goes to the Japan guy, and you're like, wait, how are they all alive at the same time? So you're slowly piecing the mystery together. You're realizing I didn't realize they were all going to come together. There's going to be a story past their individual ones.
I think with the introduction of the samurai, you could see that there was a progression trend. Like, we knew that there was going to be at least like another person after him.
Yeah.
So we figured it would go like ahead in time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then and then we figured out, eventually learned like why they were even brought all together and how that was possible.
Right. Yeah.
Because that was a bit of a confusing point early on. Like after the first one, we were like, how the fuck is she?
Yeah. Why is she alive?
What is this?
She'd be like thousands of years old.
Yeah, I'll be like, what?
But that's cool. I mean, like as a Predator like super fan, they built out the lore here so much more than what they had before. You know, Predators are always known for going and hunting whatever they thought was the deadliest prey, and then if that deadliest prey wins, which they always do, like the Predator never wins. I want a Predator to win for once, which is a con.
They're so advanced, yet they lose.
They lose
every time. That's crazy.
I think part of it they try to do is because the Predators are so cocky, because they all have their own attitudes and everything. They think they're so cocky going against like a Viking that they forget that humans are very intellectually superior in ways, and have survival instincts.
Right.
But yeah, I think the lore building in this was so good. They built it up in Predator 2. Danny Glover gets picked up by the Predators when he kills the Predator of that movie, and they hand him a trophy, which was the musket that Torres got given at the end, was the same musket. So that's the connection, and that musket keeps coming back. And at the ending of Prey, she has a musket that's given to her. I think it was given to her.
I think so.
Yeah, given to her when she beat her Predators. That musket has been like handed down to humans.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I never made that callback, probably because I didn't see Predator 2.
Yeah.
I only saw the first one
With Arnold.
With Arnold. And then I think like Predator versus Alien. I don't know if that's canon.
No, it's not canon, but they're still fun.
Okay. That was, And then I saw Prey,
Yeah.
which was fantastic.
But
10 out of 10 would recommend.
I liked what you said, Tyler, about the different attitudes of the Predators, which is one thing I definitely picked up on. Like they all have their own like personality, which is pretty cool. Like in the first one with the Viking, it was definitely more of like a brute, like his ability to just like, I don't even know what you would call that thing.
That
was like the juggernaut.
Just like a force punch, basically.
Literally.
But like also just how he entered, like he was ready to take on all the Vikings at once.
Yeah.
And then the one in the samurai was like waiting for that battle between the two brothers to end.
So he could take one on.
He could go like one-on-one. And then he ended up, going through the whole freaking village, killing everybody. And then obviously the last guy is just in a plane flying around. So
that is personality. Every single like Predator had
and I think that's the
fighting style and hunting style.
That was
in the first one, you notice like the guy that was fighting the Vikings, he didn't really care that much about stealth at all. Like once he revealed himself, he basically never went invisible.
He never went invisible again. Even when he could
even when like he could have gone invisible to like figure out where Ursa was hiding, like in the ships to like snuff her out, he just walked around and started punching stuff. But then you look at the one in the samurai, he was using invisibility like the prey that he was hunting. Like how they valued stealth and stuff. And I thought it was cool how they kind of adopted some of the like hunting styles in a way of the prey that they were fighting against.
there's so much Predator lore I could just drop on you guys right now. But what I also think is so cool, the lore of I mean, think about it. Like, it just started with one movie, right? Of this alien hunting Arnold. It's got some weird intricacies and like an honor code. Okay, cool. And it's built into this, but it all makes sense. Like, they even have this thing where they have these bad bloods and stuff where if you like disobey the honor code, you get sent out and you're banished from the tribe and whatnot. There's tribes and everything like that. And then even they have, which is going to be, I think, what's happening in Badlands, Predator Badlands, which is coming out in November. They send out like their young to go hunt. If they finish their first hunt, then they're like a full-on predator. But if they lose, then it's like, all right, well, you fucking suck. That's like a simplified version of it, but the lore goes super deep into it. And that's why like, a lot of these predators can be cocky, because these are probably like seasoned predators.
Right.
Yeah.
And
This is my first introduction of like the predators at their home civilization,
Yeah.
what they're like as a collective
as a
species.
collective, yeah.
Because I'm only used to them acting as individuals, hunting out their prey.
Usually the movies do take place as just one. The movie Predators, there's multiple. I don't know if that's canon still or not, but that one had multiples. And then at the ending of Predator 2, when Danny Glover kills the Predator, a spaceship comes down with a bunch of them, and an elder Predator comes and hands him the musket. So you see multiple of them. And that there, in that scene, just another little lore drop for you, is where they had a trophy wall of a bunch of skulls from all the things they've killed. And that's where they put in the Xenomorph skull, the alien skull from Aliens. They thought it would be cool to put it there, and everyone was so hyped. And then that's why they did Alien versus Predator, because everyone was so hyped to see the alien skull up there.
That's cool.
That's very cool. Yeah.
What of the three Predators was your favorite?
Of the three,
Of the three main ones?
I was gonna say because
King Predator at the end.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Predator.
Okay, but out of the three,
sickest.
Of the three, yeah.
Of the three, the Bruin was simple.
The Viking one, yeah.
Viking one was simple. The samurai guy was dope.
Yeah.
And the plane guy kind of looked like a cyborg in a way.
Yeah.
He was like merged with his plane.
Yeah.
But he was still pretty sick too. But I guess I got to give it to number 2 because he seemed more purposeful in his hunt.
Yeah.
Like he was using more tactics and was really trying to like hunt his samurai prey.
Yeah.
And seemed to instigate more of like a challenge with this whole endeavor, as opposed to the first guy who was kind of just muscling for sport, and the third guy who was like killing chickens in the sky. So it was like, the second one was more of like a grit brawl.
Yeah.
I really liked how they introduced the one in the sword, I guess, or the samurai, because I thought it was really, because I mean, I'm sure you guys noticed there was like no dialogue in that entire part of that movie.
I love that about that.
And, you know, obviously it starts with the two, I'm assuming they're brothers, fighting for their father. And then as, 20 years later goes by, there's like he returns to his home and sees an image of his dad. And that's like when the Predator comes out.
Yeah.
I thought that was just really cool storytelling. So, like in a way, it's just like
showing that the father was
like kind of like pitting them against each other. And he's the reason why this is like kind of happening.
Yeah. The more we talk about it, the more I want to raise that second story up to the top. But I think the second Predator was my favorite too. It was just the weapons and the gadgets that he had. Like he felt like the right kind of Predator to be.
We got to talk
fighting
about the
samurai
gadgets
and stuff.
They played with so many toys.
Dude, they had so many new toys in Predator. Oh my god!
Like that gadget he had, where like the spear, like went out to the side, and,
to the
just
sides.
completely sliced that guy.
Oh
in half.
my god!
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, think about it, the Viking guy had, and I didn't realize at first that they showed like that was his arm. His arm was like chopped off, and he had the fucking air blower. I don't know what the hell that thing was. That force punch on him, that was sick.
Gravity fist.
You had the spear there. The plane guy had his like retractable AI
spear AI bullets of doom.
Engine killers.
And then his goo laser that sliced shit up.
Yep. And then he had the flaming net.
The net that completely eviscerated that pilot.
Oh my god.
was so
I'm trying to think. There was a couple other ones that I was like gadgets. So I was like, oh my god, that was so awesome.
We're gonna talk about that one pilot though that said he was gonna buy time,
And then
About a whole 2 seconds. Yeah.
at
He
that
could have. They both could have gone invisible.
literally.
Yeah.
and he had a better plane than the other dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was literally thinking, like, if you're trying to buy time for Torres and you literally just saw him get out on the side of his plane and kick off the engine,
Yeah.
like, I get Torres is like probably the smartest guy that you could find to like solve this issue,
Yeah.
but at the same time, dude, like have some survival instincts.
Yeah.
He just gave up.
You know what?
No,
it was?
literally.
That guy didn't have any faith in Torres in the end. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this look like style,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna go ahead and kill myself because I know this nigga Torres isn't gonna do shit.
Yeah, literally.
I am
That's what he
not
was
making
thinking
it
about.
out of this situation. I'm just gonna let you handle it, man.
Yeah.
Avenge me.
Yeah, no. I think the reason that the World War II one was my least favorite was because I felt like there was a little bit more plot holes in it. Like things like that. Like I felt not even just plot holes, but things I'm like, come on. Like, why are you doing it? If you just both went invisible, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
Like they both just went invisible. Or he's flying through German territory, getting shot at, and he's perfectly fine and makes it out alive.
None
I'm
of the
like, yo,
bullets hit him. Every single shell
hits the predator.
is hitting the
1 out of 2 turbines on his plane.
Yeah. He's
Somehow flying perpendicular.
yeah,
to the floor
literally
to
like
the
that
buildings.
one. I mean, it's sick. Like I'm watching it, I'm like, this is the coolest thing. But I'm like, I don't know.
At the
This
same
is,
time, you had to like suspend your
yeah,
belief.
you really have. I mean, I guess we're watching it.
It's
Predator movie, so I guess I'm always. But I guess I just like the other ones felt so raw, while this one felt more fantastical. If that made sense.
Yeah.
Well, I think also like I know this doesn't really have to do so much with the predators in the each section of the movie, but I felt like they didn't really humanize like the enemy so much. Like in the first one with the Viking, for example, I forget the guy, Zoran, I think.
Zoran, yeah.
Zoran,
Like was cool.
dude, that was brutal watching her have to like kill her own dad.
Yeah.
That was like, dude, that was like, wow.
It's a really cool story.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think that just the last part didn't really have like, you know, you have a feud between two brothers that lasts 20 years.
Yeah.
And then the last one is just like, you know, you're fighting random pilots.
Right.
Yeah,
It didn't really feel like there was a lot of
Dad
build up.
just sent him
Yeah.
off to war.
Yeah, exactly.
It just kind of felt like, oh, Predator's here, let's fight it. While the other ones felt like a build up and like a personal, like the Predator was more of a metaphor for their personal lives. While that one, I guess that still is, but it kind of just comes out of nowhere. It's like, oh,
Oh, it's
They
here.
could have done a lot
Like,
of
know what
other
it
stuff
is,
with
but-
a Mexican American in that time.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Even like the added layer though of having like Anders, her son, there. where,
Yeah.
like she's talking with Zoran and wants to like finally avenge her father.
Yeah.
And he's like berating her with like all these words. And that's like the first time you see her like hesitate or
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
any kind of fear at all.
She, like,
like
regresses
she
to a little girl.
ran through and like opened up those doors with those two shields
Literally.
and wiped out an entire army
That
without
was
even blinking.
ridiculous.
Dude, the
But, like-
shield literally put the both shields on her hands like
Beast.
she was boxing gloves, throwing around like Captain America.
That was
Did
one of the
she
coolest things
cut
I've seen.
people's heads off with a
With the edge of that shield.
So
I was thinking that.
Doesn't matter because it was sick.
Because like sometimes she was putting her hand on the edge of the shield. It was like if that's sharp enough,
Wait, let's talk about how sick that was. She jams the shield in between the doors, goes in, kicks the guy, throws him back in the shield and decapitates it, and then whips the shield out of the door.
That was
I didn't even care if that might have been a little bit bonus.
No.
That was the
No,
coolest
that
thing.
It was so cool. I mean, we just saw Ballerina the other day.
Do you
And
think Ursa's killing Eve?
Oh,
from
yeah.
Ballerina.
If Eve gets any grenades, it's over. If Eve gets any grenades,
who wins? Eve, Ballerina, or Predator?
I'm telling you, if you give her grenades, dog, I'm
Well,
about to
knowing how these Predator fucking writers write, the Predator's somehow gonna lose.
With
but-
John Wick there,
John Wick's killing every Predator.
John Wick's clear.
I think Eve's got it easy.
John Wick is hunting the predators.
Yeah. The one time the hunted becomes the hunter.
I
Wait.
want to see that they box up John Wick in a cryo chamber.
Yeah.
and send him
It's like,
there.
it's like the King Predator is like, they're like, oh, we got someone new. Who'd you get? Oh, this guy. That's not just a guy, huh? Yeah.
They give him a weapon
not
from
just-
his time
yeah.
period. It's just a pencil. So
Yeah.
We got to get back up to the King Predator. We didn't get to
Yeah.
talk
Oh
about
my
him.
gosh.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how they styled him first?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, we didn't talk about it.
We didn't talk about
We
it.
didn't talk about it.
We gotta talk about it.
Horns and like bone like coat he had.
Yeah.
That was sick.
I guess
That
that
was
was like
so
like a
sick.
rib cage. Of
It looked like a rib
like
cage.
Yeah.
something, and then obviously all the spines of like probably other predators you may have.
Dude, oh my
like
god.
ridiculous.
So badass.
How
Yeah.
elite of a killer do you think you have to be the predator of predators?
Yeah,
Well, here's the thing. That probably is just like a clan. Like that's probably not like king predator of all predators. Like that's probably just like a clan of
Yeah.
predators. And that's the cool part. Is like there could be a predator out there who's even cooler than him.
Yeah.
Like you never know. And that's the cool thing. They leave it open too. Like the king predator in Predator Killer of Killers was so awesome.
Oh my god. Hearing his voice speak in his alien dialect
Oh, dude.
was, bro, I got like chills a
Yeah.
little bit watching him.
Yeah. I love the fact that they kept everyone speaking their language and just like translated it in terms of like they understand what he's saying. What are you saying?
I was gonna say no. I think it made the moment between Ursa and Torres like a lot more like deep when you know. I guess he shot his gun and then like she kind of visualized her son saving her with
Yeah.
the spear. You know, because like it's just you're just going off like cues like body language. Like what you're saying, you can't understand the language, so. I don't know. I just thought that was really cool. Like you said.
And then that hit again when Ursa and the samurai, I don't know if we ever got his name, were tag teaming against the King Predator. And they still didn't know what they were saying, but they managed to link up with just like a nod.
Yeah.
And coordinated a perfect attack.
Right.
I like the fact that that was like a main plot point at that whole ending was the fact that they couldn't understand each other. So they couldn't just be like, hey, let's team up. Like, no, they like had this dialect barrier until they still do. They never got over it. Like they just dealt with it. Although stupid Torres was like, I'm gonna hate
You know what the Torres, hey.
But I like that even though they couldn't understand what each other were saying, they all still referred to each other like familiarly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they all still were like,
I think it's
that's my brothers, those are my boys.
See, now that's why we need an alien invasion to bring the people of humanity together.
just predators going and
cause.
murdering everyone all together. I mean, I would join up the predators. They're so cool. I want some mandibles.
Would they, you want some pedipalps?
Yeah.
I mean, it was really cool to see that they have like a whole blood sport going on where they're
Literally.
like gladiators. You like bringing like all these.
It's so cool.
That's
I'm
mad.
really
We know for sure though, Tyler, you are not killing a predator.
Oh, yeah, you were rich.
Make it into that second.
I'm
You're not
gonna
even gonna look at the predator.
the king predator is gonna walk out right with all of his bones on him, and then you're gonna hear these like thunderous footsteps, and I'm gonna walk up next to him, and he's gonna bow down to me as I make the three of you fight each other.
He's gonna fart in your direction, and then you're just gonna melt in the air.
Oh my god!
I'm Ursa, you're Torres.
If I could fly the fuck out of that plane, I'll be Torres.
Okay, yeah,
that was
how
badass.
the guy just automatically know. You know what would have been really
No,
funny?
the only it was crazy when that guy like figured out how to get the
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. It's like
Said.
when
I mean, shout out to Torres though, clutchest guy in the world, but or the universe.
Oh yeah, the universe. Guy's the mechanic.
I hope the next movie, if they do a sequel, starts out and his head just decapitated.
That's
top
that's
tier
cool.
Torres.
You know he's just gonna be lost in space because he doesn't know how to get back.
Yeah, he's gonna get out there and be like, he's gonna open his eyes and be like, wait, I have no idea.
Even if he has a map, like it's gonna be all in the alien light.
yeah,
There's also no way that samurai guy is alive. Like,
yeah.
his whole
Oh, yeah,
arm's
he's
chopped
bleeding
off. Like he like. There's no way that guy's lasting longer than like an hour.
Yeah.
What? And then what?
Torres gonna whip out like a first aid kit, and start like fixing him.
Do you think the predators have ChatGPT on the plane?
ChatGPT.
How they got so advanced, such advanced technology.
Yo, chat.
Hey, chat.
Yo, Chad, I
Let
think
the
the
hunter
Russians
begin.
back to Earth.
Yeah. Bring me back to Earth. Yeah, no, I think overall, like the reason it's not like higher than a 9 is for some of those things. I think towards the end, that's where it got like when Torres gets the collars off of them and flies the plane. I'm like, come on, you barely knew how to fix a
think
World
that
War
was-
II plane.
Torres had the most plot armor out
Yeah,
of all the
He got
heroes.
eaten by that. We got to talk about that monster. I'm really curious because this is directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who is directing Predator Badlands and who directed Prey. So I have a feeling this is all connected right now. That monster, it looks like in Predator Badlands, they're sending out a new blood or either a new blood or he got banished, but they're like, you have one hunt to like redeem yourself, I think. I'm trying to stay away from spoilers too much. And it looks like he's hunting a gigantic monster. I'm wondering if it's something like that species, but I'm kind of hoping it's not that one because we just saw 3 humans kill that thing. Like a predator could take that thing down. But I'm really curious if we see more of that gladiator and that predator, king predators.
I would love that for one.
Live action.
I absolutely would love that. And I would love more of those big ass things, that demon monster, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
With the mouth on the back of its head.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
The designs in this were crazy.
Yeah.
The designs they really knocked
with
it.
those.
Went off.
And I think you wouldn't believe what my biggest critique is in Predator Killer Killers.
What was that?
They just one movie. It needs to be three separate.
God damn!
It
You know, I was
yeah,
thinking about that.
yeah,
They
no, it
could have
needs-
had Ursa a whole movie
Yeah,
of her,
no, they-
and it's just her Viking pillage,
It
and
needs to-
then the Predator.
They
comes up.
literally could have just done like 3 movies based on like those stories were so great and unique.
Yeah.
I think that's why some of them falter a little bit is because you don't get time to develop the characters and the hunt. And that's my other critique. I felt like the Predators, once they kind of came out and they started hunting your main character, they didn't really hunt. They kind of just fought. Like a Predator usually like in the movies will like set up traps and like attack and then retreat and then attack and then learn and then trick and set up traps and then trick you into the traps and then and like all this stuff. But I kind of felt like once the Predators came out and attacked, then it was like just an all out brawl, which was awesome. But I wish we saw like one setting up traps and like our main characters like dodging the traps and everything like that type deal.
I think because they squished these 3 different stories together, it shortened the plausibility of them making like that type of hunt scenario.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying is it
So,
would work better
yeah.
as 3 movies.
If they did the full length movie, then
You
they
would
could
get
have
that.
set up more of a hunt.
Yes. And I can get like the brute, Viking brute. I like that. Like maybe that's his personality. He's like, fuck traps. Like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hunt you. But then
run through.
I feel like the feudal Japan guy, he should have been setting up traps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then like the airplane guy, like it would have been cool if he was doing traps in the air and stuff, like going invisible and they can't find him and now he's hunting them. Like I didn't feel like they were really hunting. They kind of just fought them.
Yeah.
So that's like my biggest critique of it is I think it needs to be 3 different movies so that we can get more Predator, more Ursa.
No, I think you're totally, because I didn't realize that this was 3 separate stories. Like
Yeah.
I thought it was, I don't know. I guess I just thought it was going to be the Viking woman the whole time.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, they really just like dropped this whole trauma thing of her like having to kill her dad like 15 minutes into the movie. I was like, that was really quick. I feel like,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh, so it's like 3 different.
Yeah.
So that's why. But yeah, I think you're right. Like being able to build out on a lot of these stories would have helped. I think probably
Yeah,
Tor's
specifically
story
the
most.
last one.
Yeah.
Torres is, yeah, it definitely needs to be
His
Because I felt like his Predator was like the least like character
developed. Yeah, it was just like, I'm
even
flying
though
a
you
plane.
could see him in the plane and stuff. I felt like we didn't know that much about how he liked to hunt outside of
Planes.
this is a guy that likes to fly. So
Yeah. That is really cool though that we got a Predator dogfight. Like that is
That
so
was pretty
sick.
that was unpredictable.
Torres had no business winning that.
No, that's
had
not
no
insane.
business.
I was really hoping that we were gonna see, and this is kind of the thing that also I wish we didn't see. You know how it would like show you the kind of the character, and then it would show their story, and then it would show you the next character, and then show you their story. I wish it was the opposite: show the story, then show the character, and then show the story. Because I knew Torres was gonna survive because they showed him in the plane thing. Like I kind of wished I wish one of them didn't live. 'Cause Predators always be losing. Predators need to stop losing, man.
Stop losing.
Yeah. It's not
And that's why I'm excited for Badlands because
I wanted to see like something happen to the plane though. Like when he went up into the sky and the engine cooled off and the
Yeah.
plane stalled. Based off like how they were describing the plane, it made it seem like it was a death trap.
yeah,
And if you go up that high to like that altitude and the plane stalls and the engine's half working and all this
Right.
other stuff, maybe I'm not a plane mechanic and that's why I don't know enough.
yeah,
But to me, I was like, that shouldn't have turned back on.
yeah.
That's not right. Especially when in his rinky-dink plane that he
Yeah.
barely got off the
And then
ground.
after he did that, somehow he was able to like navigate through the town. Like,
Yeah.
it was a fully functional
Right.
That might have been the
Right.
craziest thing. He made a 90-degree turn within milliseconds and flying down a narrow street in
Yeah.
a plane. I'm like, yo.
Okay.
And another thing, like not to just keep nitpicking Torres, because I really do like that character.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
But like the guy literally says, like, you're a pilot now, like when he goes up, which implies like he doesn't have the same amount of like pilot experience as some of the other people.
Yeah.
But he was literally looking like an ace pilot.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Literally.
looked like the best one.
I love also Taurus. He
in all the
finds
other
this like
stories.
really alien looking harpoon and he starts like drilling into it right away. And I'm like, yeah.
His first instinct is just hit it.
He's
with
got
a screwdriver.
no survival instinct. Like this guy's immediately flying into I would have been like, oh, there's an alien up there. I'm dipping. Like I'm not flying up there.
But like all the other like stories implied that there were like years of experience
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
brought the character to the point of being able to take out
I think
the predator.
I think that's the thing.
And
Yeah.
I get that they were trying to go for something different. Like he really just is that guy. Like he doesn't need that. He's clutch. But I would have liked to see him at least like have been more like knowledgeable, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think in other movies where the predator isn't built up to be the ultimate hunter, like I could understand like the main character outsmarts the predator, you know, he's whatever. But like in a franchise where the predator is built up to be the ultimate universal hunter, to get outsmarted by Torres,
And it's his like
That's
first or
embarrassing.
second time flying.
yeah.
It just makes me think
That's
that predator doesn't
embarrassing.
know what he's
yeah, and I wish they maybe like built into that maybe this is a new predator. Maybe like Torres and him are both so new at what they're doing, and that's why Torres can outsmart. But we don't have enough time to characterize the predator, which is the problem.
My only gripe with Predator Killer of Killers was the lack of emotional shock.
Yeah.
Discovering that there's a fucking alien in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you. If all of a sudden a predator materialized in front of me,
Yeah.
I would shit my pants so hard you could hear that shit.
Yeah.
I would shart the fuck out of my pants and then start crying immediately. Because what are you doing when you see this thing?
Yeah.
Guys,
If
they're
people
first
just saw it and ran right
threw
up.
hands immediately.
Yeah.
Was
You know what? That's kind of
There's got to be some type of shock and awe.
yeah.
Torres was like, this is just a guy in a plane.
Yeah.
That's not a plane.
I agreed.
Right.
I agree because I think in the other movies there is this. What am I looking at? Like you're one ugly motherfucker, right? And in this one, it's he comes up and Ursa's immediately. Ursa's like, yo, I don't know what you.
No hesitation.
Ursa doesn't know if it's a friend or foe. Ursa's killing it.
Ursa was already angry. That's just another thing to punch.
Yeah, Ursa was all out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that was one thing. They're like, well, I don't know what it is, but let's fight it. And it's like, I'd be like, even if it's just one character, like it's just one Viking who drops his axe and is like shaking and like pisses himself or something, like that reaction of like what, like because she was calling him
that's
like
the shock.
you Grendel, which Grendel I'm assuming is like Grendel, right? I think that's what she called it. And Grendel I'm
Yes.
remembering from like Beowulf, so I'm assuming Grendel is like a term for like demon or monster.
Yeah.
So like imagine like literally like a monster materializes in front of you.
11-foot alien
Yeah.
beast.
They don't even know it's alien. It's just it could be a mythical monster, it could be a demon or whatever. It materializes in front of you. You're not like throwing hands immediately.
She was like, I got my trusty shield with
Yeah.
me.
Like, have you guys seen Prey?
Yes.
I actually need to watch that.
No? Ah, damn, you got to catch on Predator. What did you like better, Prey or Predator Killer Killer?
I gotta say, Killer of Killers.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think-
okay.
But Prey was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, obviously, I don't know. Should I mention that they alluded to?
Yeah, we're in spoilers. Yeah, we're in spoilers.
I mean, yeah, it was cool to see her like, what was it, in like a cryo chamber? I
Yeah.
guess near the end.
I
Like,
forget her name. It's like I don't remember, but the person from the main character from Prey showed up at the end. Yeah.
but I don't know. I just really loved. I really just stuck on the samurai story. I thought that was like incredible.
Yeah.
For like 30 minutes, it was just like, damn, this is amazing.
And their ability, like you were saying earlier, to like tell that whole story without speaking for like 99%.
That was
of it
genius.
really was
That was
incredible.
genius.
Oh, good. I mean,
Because you really did feel
It's-
like connected to the characters.
You don't see that too often anymore.
That's hard to do.
Sorry, go.
No, no,
oh,
go.
the ending quote. What was like about like trees growing together, but leaves
the-
falling along.
yeah,
that was like,
leaves grow on a tree together but fall alone. And
Yeah.
it goes,
And you
no,
said
we're,
his brother
we're-
dies.
You're not alone.
and then you got one of those really cinematic shots of him like look, you know, just kind of kneeling down like
Dude.
in the field.
there was a couple shots in here that like I was jaw dropped of how beautiful it looked. Which one do you like better, Prey or Killer Killers?
I was gonna say I kind of like them equally for like different reasons.
Yeah.
Like you were saying earlier about the whole hunting part of the
you get-
predator's personality. You got like the pretty much the raw essence of that with the berserker predator in Prey, which wasn't apparent in this
Yes.
Predator movie, but with this one we had all these other things, like all these 3 stories and the cool
Yes.
all that other shit. So I'm like, it's like 2 totally different things that I like equally.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I am going to rank every Predator movie from least favorite to favorite right now. So this is my ranking of every Predator movie. So coming in dead last for me is The Predator. This was the man, what was his name?
What number one is it?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
4?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This is 4. This is Shane. Coming in at the very last is Shane Black's The Predator. This is like the 4th movie. It honestly was so bad. It is so bad. Literally, they're like, for me, like what I always think about with like predators is like the thing about the predators is they go hunt, right? Their prey, what they think is the greatest hunters, right? And they're honorable. So if they go hunt something and it kills them, they're like, okay, you're sick. Thanks for like battling us. Like you won. And then they go about their day. But in The Predator, they created this new predator and said that the predators have now been going to all these different planets, hunting things that they want to kill, and then inject themselves with the DNA of it to make them stronger. And I feel like that goes against everything that a predator is. That's not honorable. You're just making yourself artificially stronger. And he comes to Earth. If I'm remembering correctly, he comes to Earth to give himself autism. Because it was like a plot twist in the end that he's not going after the Marine dad, he's going after the autistic kid to give himself autism.
Wow.
So I can't really speak on too much of it, but what I did see is a lot of consensus from people in that community was like, although autism can make people like very superior in certain ways, they can hone in on things and are just amazing and smart in certain aspects. There are also downsides to that, illness, ailment. I don't know. Disorder. Yeah, there is also downsides. And the movie was almost making it seem like having autism was a total superpower. You're Superman, and it's like you're kind of taking away from what we as a community go through. I could be speaking for people, but I thought I saw that.
That's a good take.
Regardless, though,
I
didn't like the story. I thought it was stupid. Then I'm gonna put Alien vs. Predator Requiem. This is the second Alien vs. Predator movie. It's just overly gross and filmed really dark. There's actually in the final battle, it's super dark. You can barely see the final battle. And in the behind the scenes, there's a clip from probably the gaffer or someone lighting, and they're like, "Hey, I'm getting a really dark picture here. We should lighten it up." And then the director's like, "Shut up, Bill." Oh, such a great shout out. So great. And then I'm going to go ahead and put Alien vs. Predator next. Really fun movie. Alien vs. Predator, good action. Just, I don't know. It's just didn't do it as much for me. Yeah, it's fun. You throw it on, turn your brain off. Then I'm going to put Predator 2. Predator 2 is really good. I like it. I'm not a huge fan of the concrete jungle as much as I am of like wilderness and stuff. I don't know. And then I'm going to go ahead and put Predators, which is the third one. And this one is, I don't know. Do I want a spoiler for you guys?
I'm not going to see it.
Go ahead.
Like,
okay,
there's 7.
If I haven't seen it,
so basically, predators. The predators take like some of the most dangerous humans they can find, and the humans wake up on basically a planet an alien planet, and the predators are now hunting them. There's like 3 predators, and there is a samurai in there. Here's a samurai battle with a samurai predator.
What?
It's so cool. It's so cool. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put Killer of Killers next. Really liked it and everything. Absolutely stellar. Like one of my favorite anime movies of all time. Some of the scenes in here are drool worthy. I want it on my wall. I keep saying that, but I legitimately, some of these frames were so beautiful. But when I want a Predator movie, like a real Predator movie, I want to see the hunt.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to put Prey. Amazing movie. I can't say too much about it because it's all been said before. Absolutely stellar. And then Arnold, and then the OG Predator comes in number 1.
Yeah.
I hope I don't miss any in there.
Pretty solid ranking. I can't agree or disagree because I haven't seen
I do
most of those movies.
I agree with that.
That's why I figured
I'm glad that I've seen at least your top 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. I mean,
the top
if you're going to watch any other one from there, I would either watch Predators or Alien versus Predator. I think those are just like the other two. If you're looking for just a fun action movie, Alien versus Predator. If you're looking for like a cool Predator movie with more lore building, watch Predators. If you want absolute disgusting gore, like just like over the top gore, Alien versus Predator Requiem.
Okay.
When you were talking about most dangerous humans, I started to make a Diddy joke.
You should do that. You should do that.
That'd be good. No,
Be
you
like,
say that because it's okay to shit on Diddy.
yeah. You should be like, the next Predator movie could be Predator hunting Diddy.
You were like they take DNA for the most dangerous humans. It's like I bet there's a ton of Diddy DNA.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, for Predator Killer of Killers, what do you think was your favorite kill of the movie?
Honestly, I think it might have been Ursa when she stuck the shield in the between those doors.
Yeah, that was sick.
And then decapitates the guy. That was
It's pretty
insane.
sick.
Yeah. Honestly, I honestly might give it to that, or no, it's either that one or when the Berserker Predator comes down and he just starts smacking. I can't think of the exact one, but he starts smacking people and they go flying into the pool and just
Yeah.
split in two.
Oh,
I was just thinking like the people kills. Yeah, the Predator kills.
Oh yeah, any kill in the movie.
I think it might have been when the samurai Predator went into the hallway and just took out everybody.
Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah, that was cool.
that's tough. I mean, I feel like Ursa and her use of like the anchor that she was using against her Predator was like really cool, like underwater, especially.
Yeah. She was the only one who 1v1 the Predator.
Yeah.
I gotta give her creds for that.
It makes sense though.
When she got that little bit of air from the air bubble,
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, she's different.
Yeah.
She's done this before.
Right, you
Into that for sure.
My favorite kill would probably be when they're with Torres in the sky and he shot that net,
The net.
that liquefier net that just deleted, erased that plane.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah, that was. I think one of the kind of on that note, one of the greatest things about Predator movies, and they really nailed it in Killer of Killers, is the fact that it takes the human to really outsmart the Predator in a very unique way to kill it. It's not just I beat you, I'll beat, strength you or whatever. It's like the anchor or the how did the samurai kill them? With the grenades. You put the grenades in the thing that shot back to them, or Torres doing whatever the hell Torres did.
I mean, I
When
think
he went underwater, or not underwater, but like under the plane.
Yeah.
Shot
Yep.
back.
I don't know if the samurai had like a moment like this, but I definitely Torres and Ursa like both had a moment, I think, where they realized that they were only seeing heat, right? Like, the Torres would go up into the sky and,
Yeah.
cool off the engine, and then
Yep.
Ursa being underwater. I mean, maybe she didn't realize that like she was like basically invisible to the Predator,
Yeah, I couldn't tell if she figured that out or not.
but I felt like that was pretty cool. I don't know if the samurai really had a moment like that. I think there was one moment maybe where he was like kind of hiding underneath a roof. But
I don't think he realized it.
Yeah.
I do think Torres figuring it out was a little bit of bullshit. Like just because a flaming thing fell off your ship and the Predator shot it, he's like, oh, it only sees heat. It's like, how did you figure that out?
Nah, I felt like he kind of could have figured it out earlier, actually.
How?
Like when he first started testing the
Harpoon
device,
thing.
the harpoon that was like taking out the engines. He first activated it with a blowtorch.
Ooh.
And then it opens up, and then it immediately goes to the next hottest thing in
Was
the,
the
area,
engine.
which was the engine, and then it takes off.
I like that.
So then when he
Torres
was up in the sky, I was like, you know what? Torres was kind of cooking.
Torres, he knows what he's doing.
Maybe that's why he didn't need the experience. He was just the most cracked when it came to just
Yeah.
like knowing stuff. He was figuring it out on the fly, literally.
yeah.
Do you guys think Bigfoot vlog would beat a Predator?
Bigfoot vlogs could I think he could handle his own.
Yeah.
I want to see one about him getting hunted by a predator. Like,
Yeah.
I just saw a predator in the woods.
Yeah. Guys, one of the Predators like selfie now. Guys, I just saw Bigfoot, and then it's like Bigfoot's like, guys, I'm off the what do you call it? Booger candy, booger sugar, booger sugar. I don't know if what I saw was real or not.
Off the snow, guys.
Yeah. Oh god.
For Killer of Killers, what do you think? What kind of tool would you like to use? What would be your favorite Predator tool?
Tool. Like
What was your favorite
get any weapons
device
from the
that
Predators?
you saw them use that was like,
Oh,
that was the sickest thing? I want to use that.
ooh.
probably the samurai one with like that kind of like scorpion shooter thing. I don't know
Oh
what
yeah,
you
that's
call it.
pretty cool.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that would be.
I like
Me,
that.
I think it's the spear.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the
that
spear.
opens up
That was really cool.
and just slices people in half.
I mean, just based on like my love of Predator, I would say like their mask, but it would probably be the most hindering thing ever. But it just looks sick. But if I was like, it would probably be like maybe either their spear or like their gauntlet that has like the Wolverine claws that come out. Like, yeah, it's not the most cool thing, but it's just so like
That's
Predator.
iconic.
It's like iconic,
So
yeah.
iconic.
Which you know what's interesting in this movie, none of them had a shoulder cannon, which is also a very iconic Predator thing. None of them had a shoulder cannon, which is interesting.
If they did, they would have wrecked everybody.
yeah, literally
Yeah.
just.
The shoulder cannon was
But
actually,
I do think that in the Predator lore, I think they also give them tools that aren't like super OP because they have to hunt them. If they came down with like a nuke and just nuked every like,
yeah, it wouldn't be fun for
because
him.
I think that was in Prey. Like he didn't have the shoulder cannon either. He had like he shot out like a disc, like a frisbee thing that would fly around, and like depending on where he pointed, it would like go. So it was like a different version of it. I don't know if that's because Predators just weren't advanced and they get more and more advanced. I don't know.
I'm changing my answer. I want the Sonic Punch thing.
They were pretty cool.
I'm changing my answer. I want the King Predator's outfit. That's what I want.
Okay, I'm changing my
Yeah,
answer.
yeah. I don't need no technology. I just need those bones.
That scene was so badass with King Predator
Yeah.
at the end when you think they finally got away, and then King Predator was like, start hunting. And I was like, yo,
Time
it's
to
not
hunt.
over.
Time to hunt.
Oh my
Dude.
gosh.
Oh, I love it when they killed the gigantic creature and he's like,
Yeah, they laughed.
yeah.
It was like pure cinema.
Yeah, he was like,
absolutely
yeah,
entertaining.
He was like, giggle.
He was like, this is what I wanted. Oh, it's so good. And
sees them like try to stop fighting. He's like, there can only be one.
yeah. Yeah.
It's like, guys, come on. There can only be one.
When the giant beast comes out and just immediately kills a predator, just crunches him up.
Nothing but a smirk from that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. He's like, yeah. No mask or anything. He just wants you to see he's smiling.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Look, Predator Killer of Killers make you guys excited to see Predator Badlands?
Oh, absolutely.
No hesitation. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is from Dan Trachtenberg, so it's like I hope he's just helming these Predator movies. If Badlands turns out to be good, don't let anyone else touch the Predator franchise. Just let him. Yeah, Predator Badlands looks really cool. But all right, you didn't ask, but that's our review of Predator Killer of Killers. Great movie. I mean, really, it is top. I think right now my top two movies of this year are Sinners and Predator Killer of Killers.
I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen enough movies yet, but so far.
It was like, yeah, I agree.
I really gonna be on there watching movies.
Only things I've ever watched, actually.
I've seen 3 movies. On the 2 of
Yeah.
the year.
Minecraft movie wasn't top.
I
top
didn't see
two?
that one yet.
Oh,
You guys got that either.
Predator Killer of Killers over the Ballerina.
Yeah,
Yes.
1000%.
So
'Cause-
it's not close for you?
No.
I just watched The Brutalist.
Oh
The
yeah.
longest movie I think I've ever watched.
Yep.
It's like 3.5 hours. Great,
Yeah,
great
that's
movie.
why I haven't watched it.
But I don't know. Killer of Killers might be right up there.
Yeah. It's
It's hard to argue.
is
It's probably either that or Sinners, if I had to say.
yeah. You didn't ask. That was a review of Killer of Killers, and stay tuned for all the summer blockbusters coming out.
We're gonna be frothing on them. Frothing out the sides of our mouths. Get ready.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sound terrible.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
You didn't ask, but you just heard everything we said about this movie we saw. And
Oh god. All right. Redo.
Didn't ask, but hate or support based off what we said, I guess.
Definitely not that.
but shit in the comments. I don't know.
You're also throwing your mic right here. We're giving them the mic.
My non-dominant hand.
Yeah, you're putting your mic over here. You can't hear you.
Didn't ask, but
You didn't ask to hear what I have to say, but you can't hear it now anyway.
you didn't ask for an outro, so you're not getting it.
Good outro.
You didn't ask, but we'll see you next time.
That was worse than all the other ones prior.
What you got, Jory?
I don't know. Why don't we just say this was our review of Killer of Killers? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace. Just keep it nice and simple.
Oh, reliable.
That's
What if we all just start twerking on the
Oh,
table? You didn't ask, but no, do it. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh, I thought you were gonna twerk.
No.
Oh,
I can start dorking.
Yeah, we could work a little bit.
ChatGPT, how do I sign off my?
Chat, how do I work?
Let's see. Wait, let's ask ChatGPT how to.
And you guys not
And once again, you didn't ask, but we told you anyway. Predator Killers review. Okay, that was terrible.
That was awful.
Okay, ready? Unsolicited, unfiltered, and officially over. See you next time.
that sounds so like mechanical.
That's all for now. File under thing. File this under thing.
actually giving you a step by step on how to do
Work. Oh.
What's it say?
Just the first statement was like, I was like, chat, how do I dork? And he's like, you trying to dork, huh? All right, bro. Why do you break it down for you like a dance coach with a sense of you?
Why does your chat have so much personality? Why is it so sassy?
Bro, I've been like low key following
You trying to dork.
position
Ah, you
stance,
trying to dork.
engage the glutes, bounce with intention.
Oh.
Confidence is everything.
Oh yeah, nothing worse than an unconfident dork. All right, take 1,000.
Yeah.
You didn't ask, but we're almost finished.
You didn't ask.
Done yet?
you didn't ask, but if we were all in a Predator Gladiator battle, I'm definitely coming.
No.
If we had rankings,
Hypothetical shit at the end.
You didn't ask.
you didn't ask,
100%.
but a quick ranking of who is gonna live and die first in the Predator Killer of Killers movie. I'm winning. Jory's dying.
What? No.
Amos, he's going out like that guy with one arm.
Okay.
He's gonna be hurt, but he'll make it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tyler isn't even making it to the final battle.
What are you talking? I told you, I'm with the King Predator.
No.
You know who you are? You're that predator who got eaten by the monster when he came out. That's who you are.
Absolutely not.
Poked a monster. Just got-
All right. Well, anyway, we're done talking for now. You didn't ask, but that's our review of Predator Killer of Killers. Check back in for more summer blockbuster talk and also anything media. We're going to be talking about movies, TV shows, music, anything happening in the entertainment industry.
You didn't ask. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it.
Whatever we
Really
want.
didn't. But it's
Yeah.
gonna keep happening.
Yeah.
So tap in
Tap in.
or don't.
Yeah, or no, you should. Yeah.
Do whatever you want to.
Tap in.
Yeah. Tap in.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah. We'll talk about Bigfoot vlogs too.
Nice. All right.
See ya.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that one.
That might be the one.